Okay, so the first thing that I want to show you is basically just how to remove the rim off of your Traxxas TRX4M. Defender or Bronco, this is going to work on either or. You're going to want a 5mm nut driver, or you can use the actual key that came with your vehicle. I have it up here in this mess somewhere. So if you're working on your vehicle, you're going to want to turn it over on its side. So we're just going to remove this nut right now with the 5mm nut driver while holding down your tire, so that way it doesn't try to rotate on you. Counterclockwise is going to get that removed. So as you can see, it's off. So then you just simply lift your tire up, put your parts in the parts bin. So the parts bin is just something that you have to put all your screws and everything into. So now, as I was mentioning about the hub, this is basically the hub. So sometimes these are difficult to get off, sometimes they're not. You can take a flathead screwdriver and just pry them up slightly if you have to. If not, sometimes you could just get your hands to pull them off and everything. So I just want to explain these real quick. So these connect to the actual drivetrain on your 4M. So the pin, as you can see right there, that pin connects these to your tires, and then that pin to the drive shaft, so on and so forth, all the way down to your motor, and that's how you get all your power. Typically on larger vehicles, people like to upgrade this because it can wear out because it's plastic, and depending on what kind of driving you're doing, or if you're adding a lot of brass for weight to the front of the vehicle, I recommend the upgrade either to the brass or the steel. The brass is going to add more weight. The steel is just going to be a solid piece. You could go with either or. That's going to be your personal preference. But that's basically how you take it out. You could just pop it up or use a little flathead screwdriver to pry it up. So now we're removing the pin in the actual drive shaft, which is going to look like this. So I'm pretty sure I explained the pin. When you purchase the hubs, they come with extra pins. So now simply that's how you get your tire off on all 4 of your tire locations or wheel locations. This is going to be the same process of removing your tire, whether it be in the front or the back. It's going to be one bolt, one tire, one hub, one pin. Okay, and then you have a bearing or a brass bushing on the bottom. So say we have a typical rim here, and I just want to upgrade my tire. So all you have to do, because Traxxas does not glue down the tires, you simply just peel the tire off. Or if you just have to replace it because you wore down your tire so much, peel the tire off and then simply stretch the other tire over it in its place, while making sure that the tire sits properly in the rim on the bead. And then you're going to want to do the same for the back. So you see how it just jumped over everything. So we're just going to stretch that over the rim. Okay. And then you can have any one of your Traxxas rims and replace the tire for something that you choose to be better. Knobby, more knobby, or anything. So these are 3 different tires from Traxxas. I like these because they are going to go for this build. I'm going for an overland build, so I'm going to be in the mud, grass, and everything. So I want a lot of grip, a lot of traction. So I wanted to use these. And if I go off the rocks and everything, these will actually still work for that. Real quick, let me explain beadlock rims. So the beadlock rims are a definite upgrade if you add a lot of weight to your vehicle, especially. Sometimes, depending on where you run or how old your tire gets, the rim can actually slip inside of the tire like a regular vehicle. So the rim will spin and the tire won't go anywhere, and you'll see the rim spinning. What you want to do to remedy that is basically get a beadlock rim, so that way you have the rim clamping down on the tire, so that way it cannot slip like a real vehicle. So that's why off-road vehicles use beadlock rims. So now I'm going to show you the components that come with the beadlock rim. So when you get your beadlock rim from Traxxas, you get 3 components: the front of the rim, the middle of the rim, and then the back of the rim. You're going to have 2 bolts right across from each other. I just removed one for ease of the video. So I'm just going to remove this bolt. And when you purchase these, I believe they come in a set of 2. So you get a hardware kit with each set. So these are going to be the 3 different components to each rim of the beadlock rim. Where on a standard rim, it's just going to be a one-piece rim where there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, so now assembly-wise, some people want to put weights. That was the brass rings that I was showing on the video in the front. So these are the brass weights that are sold separately. These come in a 2-pack, and you basically want to add these to the front of the vehicle if you want weight in the front for some rock crawling or anything. If you're doing overlanding, I believe these are a good upgrade. You could get the set of 4 for all of them. I am probably going to go with all 4 on my truck because, like I said, it's going to be overlanding. So if I get stuck in mud, I want all the wheels to have a lot of weight down, or dirt or something. I'm going to try it out, see if it works and everything. That's the cool thing about this hobby. You can just pick and choose what you want to try on. Being that this is going to be the front tire, I'm going to put the brass weight instead of the plastic ring. So the installation is going to be the same between the plastic ring and the brass weight. So you just take your tire of choice, and if you want to make the tire face a certain direction with the grooves, you could go ahead and do so. So I'm going to have these little knobs that look like fingers facing forward. I'm going to make them face forward. So this is going to be my front passenger tire. All I'm going to do with the brass ring is line it up in the middle, and then I'm going to stretch the tire over it, attempting not to rip the tire. So it seems like it's going to rip, but you just take your time and it'll get in there. So there we go. Now we have the tire set in the rim. Okay. So this is how it should look in the inside, all the way around. Okay. So now, remember, I want that point facing forward. So this is going to be the face of the rim, which is like so. So I'm going to drop this into place. While dropping this into place, I'm going to have to hold it with my fingers on the back, and pull the tire out slightly to let the rim drop down into place. Okay. And then it should look just like that. And you can push it into place, and basically seeing that the bead is in its position and it looks good. So as long as you don't have anything sticking out on the tire end, you're really good to go. So we're going to continue. We're going to do the same thing with the back while trying to line up these little rings for the screws for the rings down at the bottom. So I'm going to just attempt to set one ring up as close as possible. Then I'm going to slightly snag on the tire to drop it down into place. And I believe we got it. And it looks like it's lined up really good. So now all you got to do is take one of your screws, get it started into place, and a 1.5 millimeter Allen key is gonna get this hardware working for you. So it's cool because it's the same thing throughout the whole truck, so there's no big difference. So I'm just gonna put 2 screws in just to make this installation a little bit quicker, or this video a little bit quicker. So clockwise is gonna get them in. While you're putting them in, you can do a pattern when you get the rest of them in at the same time. So that way you get equal amount of pressure all the way down. So now for the sake of the video, I'm only putting 2 screws in, like I said, but you would finish it up with the rest of the screws. Okay, so altogether you would be having 6 screws, which are provided with the beadlock kit. How to reinstall the actual new tire onto your rim, onto your vehicle, not your rim. Okay, so the pin, there's the hole right there in the drive shaft that you can see. So I'm going to rotate that so that it's laying flat with the table, so that way I could put the pin into place. And then you want to just try to put the pin as much as you can in the middle. And then you're going to take the hub, and you could see where there's the cut where the pin has to fall into the hub. And you're going to put that onto the drive shaft, and then just push it down all the way as far as it could go. As long as that pin is inside there, we're good to go. And then we're going to take our tire, and then we're going to line up the hex with the hub. So you just rotate the tire a little bit, and you'll feel it lock into place and then fall into position. Then we can rotate. We could get the nut started, and then we're going to take the 5mm and clockwise. And then you just want to get it slightly snug. You want to still be able to have a little bit of play, so that way the tire moves forward and back. Working good, looking good. Okay, so I hope this video helped you out with any tire combination that you guys want to go with. I'm going to wrap up this video and just close it out. Finish doing all my beadlocks because I have the rest of them to do, and I'm putting these tires on because I like the way they look. Alright, my name is Hugo with Urban Crawlers. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if it really helped you out. Thank you. Later.